there, and welcome back. I'm Carl, Targets with Attitude, and I welcome you, as always, to my little corner of cyberspace where I ramble on about, mainly knives, but you never know what else I'm taking my head to talk about. Today, though, we are indeed going to do another knife. This one is one that CRKT just introduced this past year at SHOT Show and Blade Show. It's the Homefront. In particular, the Homefront EDC with field strip technology. Which, okay, it sounds kind of weird. Sounds like something that you'd expect from an advertising department. But it's actually kind of neat. The blade is a Ken Onion design. It's not quite as organic or curvy as Ken Onion normally gets with his designs, but still has the rather distinctive deep belly that he does like, along with a nice spear point. Kind of a interesting curve on the tang that opens very smoothly. You can even see on the blade where it's got his signature on it. It's got a star on this side on the pivot point. Kind of a nice little touch. The handles are G10, reasonably textured with stainless steel inserts. The blade itself is 1.4116, which is generally considered to be a tool steel. It's also the steel that is used by Victorinox in most of their Swiss Army knives. So it's been used for knives quite often. Stonewash finish on the blade. But what makes this knife really neat is this field strip technology. Let's say you're out fishing or maybe you're hunting and you drop your knife in the mud on the riverbank, and all of a sudden you've got a bunch of gunk inside your knife, and that's not good for the blade. It's going to cause it to really rust up and go to hell in a heartbeat. Also dull it badly. Now, for most knives, you end up having to come home and either use a sprayer to try to wash the mud out, or you have to get some special tools to take it apart. But with this field strip technology, you take this little switch right here, you push it to the other side, like so, and you come down to the far end, and holding it at the pivot point, got a little thumb screw right here, and you just turn that screw until you see that it's starting to separate out, and you just keep turning it until you hear a very soft click. Once you hear that click, that side lifts off. Your blade lifts straight out. Here's the other side. So you can use your water bottle or canteen, pour some water in here to get all the mud and sand and other grit out of there. And then you can go ahead and put it right back together. Just kind of drop the blade in so that it's over those pins there. Put this back on top. Once again, holding it at the pivot point. You just turn your thumb screw again until it's nice and tight. Push that blade, this one, back down on at the pivot point. There we go. And your knife's back together, ready to go. So, that makes it rather nice. I mean, it's easy to clean, very beautiful. And if you use your knife outside a lot, that's handy. But let's put it through our standard battery test here. We'll start off with a piece of paper. And yeah, fit that nicely. That's good. Piece of cardboard. We got right over here. Yeah, that belly that Ken Onion puts on most of his knives really does a nice job there. Hang packaging test. One of my bottles of iced tea. Now, that point, as you can see, is a little thick. So I'm not sure. You might take. Yeah, it took a little bit more force to get it to go in, but once it went in, it went all the way in. And it just took that apart in no time at all. Very nice. Paracord. That's in here. Yep. That does a nice job on the paracord. And once again, since the tip is a little wide, I'm not sure how well it's going to do on the really super small loops, but let's give it a try. No, it's just too big to go into the super small loop. On the other hand, how often are you going to cut the loop that small? So I wouldn't let that hold me back. Piece of wood. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, it's making fast work of that. I'm getting some nice feathering that I could use to help start a fire in an emergency. Let's just get those wiped off there. Oh, except everything. Just to make sure. Because after all, sometimes after whittling on wood and doing all the other things, you dull the blade. I don't see any damage to the blade, but let's prove it. Yeah, it's still cutting paper without hesitation. No problem whatsoever. So, the CRKT EDC, or Homefront EDC, excuse me. Very nice knife. It is a little expensive. It's just retail price is $99.95. Minimum advertised price is $79.95. So obviously I have to sell it at that on my website. But for a knife that you can clean in while you're out camping or hiking without having to worry about having special tools with you, it's not a bad price to pay. And it's a good solid knife. So it definitely has impressed me. In the meantime, I'm going to wish you luck. As always, I'll put a little note down here in the comments to tell you where to go if you want to get one for yourself. And also, as always, if you haven't already, I ask you to subscribe to my channel. Hopefully you found some use of it, even if it's just a good laugh. And in the meantime, it's time for me to get going. So I wish you luck. Remember, go and do something. No matter how small, if it's worth doing at all, it's worth doing with attitude. See ya.